What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com, coming back to you guys with another video. And today I wanted to record a fun video, something interesting, something different. So I decided to create a video about five really weird things you didn't know about myself, Raiken Profit. I've been making videos on YouTube for you guys probably over 5-6 years now, 1,500 videos. And I can guarantee you that these five things I'm going to share about you, five really weird, odd, embarrassing things that I'm going to share with you, you definitely do not know about myself. I've never shared them before. I've never talked about them. So I'm literally like just going to embarrass myself for the next 5 minutes. But that's one thing I really enjoy about you guys, about this channel, is the transparency, being able to be myself and just put myself out there. And I think more people need to do that, right? So without further ado, let's embarrass myself and get into this video. So the first really weird thing about myself that you probably don't know is I am a severe sleep talker / sleepwalker. So anytime I travel, or, recently I remember I stayed in a hotel with Jameson. I stayed in a hotel with Dave Koziel. Anytime I sleep in the same hotel with somebody, right when I wake up in the morning, everybody's like, Steve, what the heck were you talking about in the middle of the night? And my response always is, I have no clue. So if you're ever sleeping with me, that sounded really bad, or in the same room as me, you're probably going to hear me talking about something in the middle of the night. And this has been happening since I was a little boy. I remember one time I went over to my father's friend's house and they had this hawk. Yeah, a big bird. And I remember going into the basement and my dad said, Billy, his friend, he wants to show you his hawk. And he showed me the hawk. And then all of a sudden the hawk jumped off this guy's shoulder and was like flying around the room. And I was like 5 years old and I was freaking out. And no lie, for the next 5 years, I would be screaming in the middle of the night about the hawk. So I don't know if I'm still sleep talking about the hawk or not, but I am definitely a sleep talker. I remember another time I was probably 10, 11 years old. My mother said that she turned on the kitchen. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. And I guess I had walked down in my sleep. And when she turned the kitchen lights on, I was literally just reading a book with the lights off. How freaking weird and creepy is that? So I don't know if anybody else sleep talks / sleepwalks who's watching right now, but if you do, high five. The second weird thing that you probably don't know about me, and this is another thing that has to do with nighttime in the bedroom, and no, we're not going there, is I used to wet the bed until I was 10 or 11 years old. That is right. It was crazy. And that kind of messed me up in the head as a little kid, because a lot of times when you're younger, you want to go on overnight trips, you want to have sleepovers with your friends. And I was always so scared to do so because I thought that I would wake up in a puddle. And actually one time I remember my father, he had a heart attack. This was, 15, 20 years ago. And I was a little kid. And I remember having to go over to my next door neighbor's house to sleep over the night. And when we woke up, we were sleeping in the same bed. We were little kids in our Ninja Turtle pajamas. There was literally a puddle, and it was the most embarrassing thing of my life. Another thing that was embarrassing is I remember my parents, they were trying to figure out why I was wetting the bed, and they were trying to get me to stop. And I remember one time they came up with the brilliant idea, the doctor, that they were going to put this electric sheet. It was some type of sheet that goes under my sheet. And when I started going, it would shock me. So I would literally wake up being shocked in the middle of the night as a little kid. Eventually, when I was 10, 11, 12, it finally stopped. I don't know if I strengthened that area down there, but super embarrassing. I can guarantee that's one thing that you did not know about me. So anybody who wet their bed in the house, hit me up behind the scenes, and I am going to hook you up with something cool. No, I'm not going to hook you up. Number 3, I love the sound of cracking bones. How weird is that? You might find me, if you were to hang out with me, you might just happen to have me watching a video of chiropractors. Now, this is something I'm not crazy about it. Maybe once every couple months I'll do so, but I don't know. I love the sound of bones cracking. I've even watched videos on YouTube before of the chiropractors who record themselves cracking their clients' necks and stuff. I don't know why. I just love the sound. And I know that is probably super gross to some people. I don't know. I love the sound of cracking bones. Is anybody in the same boat as me, or am I just super freaking weird? The fourth really weird thing that you probably don't know about myself, Raiken Profit, And I guess this isn't super weird. I was kind of running out of ideas here, so this might have been a reach. But when I was a little kid, I used to have a ponytail. Now, I remember back then that used to be trending and like everybody used to have a ponytail. But now, like I couldn't even imagine somebody really having a ponytail that's a guy. And I kind of cringe when I see some of my older pictures as a little kid playing baseball and stuff. And I had the ponytail going out the back end. I just looked like such a freaking idiot. That's pretty funny and pretty embarrassing and overall pretty weird. And the fifth weird thing that you don't know about me is I was abducted by a UFO. I'm just kidding. No, the fifth weird thing that you might not know about me, I don't know if you can see on my head, I have a big bump right here and I have a big bump right here. So I have two bumps on the side, well, in the front of my head. And if you ever meet me in real life, you might be able to see it, might not. It's not like huge. It doesn't like stick out like a sore thumb, but it's there. And the story behind that is one of the bumps is from my brother. So we were probably like, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old. And my brother, when he was younger, he kind of had a little bit of a temper and he would lose control. And I remember one time, one of my buddies was picking on him or doing something. There was something that my brother didn't like. So he decided to pick up one of my Louisville Sluggers, one of my aluminum bats, and was trying to hit him with it. So I, as the bigger brother, was trying to save my friend, plus save us getting sued. And I caught the bat right on the head. It was on, I don't know what side it was, but I got hit in the head. And that is the reason for one of my bumps. And it was huge. It was sticking out like crazy. So that's one of the bumps. And the other bump actually came from when I was, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old. I was playing some baseball in the backyard with a couple of my friends, Joe and Sean. And I was at my friend Joe's house and they hit a high pop in the air with a hard ball. And it was going, and I was running back and I was going to catch it. And then there was a tree, and I decided that it would be a good idea to try to catch the ball going through a gigantic tree. And what do you know? The ball hit me right on the head. And that was another huge welt. I think that was the first one. And I still remember looking in the mirror, like terrified, because if you guys ever get hit really hard in the head, it just swells up like an egg. So those are the 5 really weird things that you probably don't know about me. I know the 5th one wasn't super weird, but definitely the sleep talking, sleepwalking, wetting the bed when I was younger, the sound of cracking bones, and having a ponytail. Those were definitely some weird things. So if you guys want to join this conversation and drop a comment down below, step out your comfort zone and share one really weird thing about yourself that nobody knows. So let me jump into the comments and see if we have anybody watching right now. Let's see how much I embarrassed myself. We have 44 people watching right now. We got the Thrifty Flamingo in the house. Good to see ya. Dustin Doyle. Alan says, you're an alien. Thank you very much. Key Lime says, it's your devil horns trying to come out. That's what it might be. The Thrifty Flamingo says, I talk in my sleep all the time and used to be a sleepwalker. No, unfortunately I do. No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Cheryl, how many streams of income do you have? Probably about 8 or 9. Hookton Pickens says, my husband and his brother used to talk to each other in their sleep and continue a whole conversation. That is pretty weird. Dustin says, wait, you only peed your bed as a kid. Good for you. Yeah, I know. No number 2. Teresa says, watching pimple popping on YouTube, people think I'm crazy, but I love it. So I don't do that. That is pretty weird right there, I must admit. Jennifer says, this was great. You're very unique. I am quite the unique character behind the scenes. The Thrifty Flamingo says, this isn't so weird, but I used to be a magician. Really? You're going to have to definitely show me some magic tricks tomorrow when we get together. So that's it, guys. I've got a couple videos I'm getting ready to go record right now. Just want to get this video out for you guys. But yeah, go ahead, share something weird about yourself in the comments. Hopefully you guys found value in this and getting to know me a little bit better behind the scenes. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a big favor and smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that bell button up top to be notified of more future videos. So with that being said, guys, have an amazing day. Go be productive. Get your stuff done. And I will talk to you in the next video. Appreciate you watching. Bye.